Hey Shane, what are you doing?
Well, just playing some Blinks the Cat.
Wait a minute, Shane, what is that you're wearing on your shirt? Now, you can't wear that stuff here. This is a Nintendo show.
Listen, you don't pay me enough to have a wardrobe with your little Nintendo
I don't
show,
care.
okay?
No, go get changed.
How could you even
something
tell it
more
says
appropriate.
Xbox?
Come on. Hey Shane, what are you doing?
I'm just managing my Gamecube save files.
Do you want to play Kirby Air Ride?
Yeah, I do.
That's right, because today on Ninchronicles, it's Kirby
Live
Air...
from New York.
No,
it's Saturday
no,
night.
No, that's not how it goes.
It's not how it goes?
No.
When
No.
did you change it?
No. Kirby Air Ride. Kirby Air Ride is a racing game developed by HAL and released for the Gamecube in 2003. It's what happens when you combine a perfect cube with a perfect circle. It actually started development several years earlier for the Nintendo 64. In fact, it was one of the first games shown for the system way back in 1996. Kirby went on many other adventures in the meantime until a whole 7 years passed when it came back as a Gamecube game. This would actually be the last Kirby game to be made by his original creator, Masahiro Sakurai, before he left HAL and made his own studio. Kirby Air Ride is a pretty simple game to control. The control stick moves you around and the A button is the brakes. While braking, you'll also be charging up your warp star for a speed boost. Around the track, there's things you'd expect to see in a racing game, like boost panels, grind rails, the goal. But there's also things specific to certain courses, like hidden trap doors, a Ferris wheel shortcut, or a button that ups the brightness setting on your TV. And of course, there's things that make it uniquely Kirby, like the classic copy move. Suck up certain enemies on the track and you'll get a special ability such as the spicy fire breath, the speedy wheel move, the plasma attack that builds up energy the more you jiggle the control stick, and Sleepy Baby. If you sucked up 2 ability-giving baddies at once, the roulette starts, and you might even end up with something you didn't expect to get. If you enjoy the gamble, there's also these question mark spots that give you the same effect. Not all enemies give you abilities, but in those cases you'll suck them up and spit them right back out, hopefully in range of any Kirbys in front of you. If there are any Kirbys right next to you, give the control stick a wiggle and you'll do a spin attack. Beating up anything on the course fuels Kirby's bloodlust. And his gas tank, so you'll get small boosts for doing so. Now, the Warp Star is a classic transportation vehicle for Kirby, but there's a variety of air ride machines to unlock. The Winged Star is the one you want to pick if you want more airtime. The Swerve Star is fast, but its ability to come to a complete stop takes some time getting used to. The Rocket Star is slow going and slow to charge, but once it hits max power, it'll barrel down the track. The Wagon Star may look like a box. It's not just different machines either. You can even unlock Kirby's friends, Meta Knight and King Dedede. Well, actually, you don't really select them as characters, they're kind of classified as a machine here. And that's depressing. If the standard racing affair is too boring for you, you have options to shake things up. Switch the laps from the recommended dosage to 99 laps, and trap your friends in a 3-hour race. Okay, but for real, switch to time mode and the winner will be determined not by how many laps they did, but how much overall distance they covered before the clock runs out. Or you can turn on damage to really raise the stakes. This forces players to retire if they take too many hits. Meta Knight, wake up! Oh my god! Kirby Air Ride is also the birthplace of the famous Sakurai checklists. The checklist keeps track of various, let's call them achievements, that you do in the game. It's a huge range of challenges to do. There's ones you'd expect to see in a racing game, like time attack challenges, but also stuff like seeing how far you can go in a timed race, defeating enemies with other enemies, or falling off the course 3 times. And this one asks,
can you beat machine passage without touching any walls?
What was that noise? Anyway, you don't know exactly what you need to do until you do it. Then a box gets filled in, and the 4 boxes touching it tell you how you can light up those squares. They're also color-coded for your convenience. Green are the regular ones that just prove you did what was asked. The orange boxes are the fun ones. Do these and you'll unlock new machines, new Kirby colors to play as, songs for the sound test, even alternate songs for the courses that are remixes from past Kirby games. The The purple boxes are the freebies. If something looks like it's going to give you trouble, just slam a purple box in here and consider it done. Now you only get a limited number of these from the orange boxes, so use them wisely. And hey, if you manage to pull it off in the end, the game will fill it in the way it was meant to be. The checklist will be what motivates you to keep playing Kirby Air Ride over and over. What with 120 different things to accomplish here, all you have to do is fill in 100 boxes and you'll get to see the credits. And that's just the first game of Kirby Air Ride. The other two modes also have their own set of 120 things to do. Surprise! This was only 1/3 of the game! Kirby Air Ride is more than just Air Ride. It features two other pretty jam-packed modes to play. Top Ride and City Trial. Top Ride is for quicker, simpler play sessions. Here, you'll play short mini-races from a top-down view, where the average lap is rarely longer than 10 seconds. Even the names are simplified. In Air Ride, you had descriptive names like Fantasy Meadows, Magma Flows, Machine Passage. Here you have grass, fire, metal, sand, light, water. Despite being small, these things are still packed with Kirby charm. Take the sand course. You got a worm that chews you up and spits you out over here. There's a rock slide that can block you off over there, a rickety bridge that'll break from overuse, and down here a pit will show up after a while. That's a lot to take in. The traditional copy ability isn't available here. Instead, you rely on random items that show up on the course. Some of them do give you the classics, like the bomb or the microphone abilities, and you've also got ones that do things like summon the thundercloud Krakow to rain judgment on your enemies, blades that attach to the sides of your machine, a tire that slows you down unless you can pawn it off on someone else, or a familiar-looking party ball that showers the course and even more items. Top Ride also does away with the fancy machines from Air Ride and has two exclusive vehicles. The Free Star is the default one. This one responds to controls in a way that makes sense to viewing the course from above. Just simply push in the direction of the track and you're good to go. The Steer Star I'd say is for pros. Here, when you push left or right, you'll move left or right from Kirby's perspective, not from yours. Top Ride's checklist is probably the one you'll get closest to filling out first, since most of them are a spring breeze to do. Most courses have the same sort of challenges, like winning against max level CPUs, or winning without using a boost. There's also a few course-specific ones, like using the grind rails on light 50 times, or winning the fire course with the fire ability active. This one unlocks new items to use, and even new options, like a diagonal camera angle. Alright, the third mode, City Trial. This one is a fan favorite. Here, the players have free reigns of a city to... Hold on a second. Hey, can you turn that off? Yeah, it's not the same city. No, we're trying to stay in the city. Yeah, that's the one, thank you. Here, players have free reign of a city. The idea is that after 5 or so minutes, you're going to participate in a stadium event, so you want to spend your time exploring the city and preparing for it. You'll see all these different items that can help improve the stats of your machine, like more glide power, more defense, more charge, basically whatever you think would help benefit you when the minigame starts. It could be anything, really. It could be a single lap from an Air Ride course. It could be an all-out Kirby Destruction Derby. It could be a drag race. It could be a high jump. It could be a fight against King Dedede. It could be a... Melee! It's a complete mystery. Or, well, you could always turn off Shuffle and set it to a specific one. You start out on the Compact Star, which is kind of a toned-down Warp Star exclusive to this mode. The other machines are spread around somewhere in the city, so if you have a hunch on which one is going to benefit you the most in the end, you want to be on the lookout for that. There's so much to do and see in the city. You can take a trip into a volcano. You can glide around on the top of buildings. You can mess around underground. You can break these buildings. You can beat up Wispy Woods. For no reason. There's no achievement for this. There's also lots of different colored boxes spread around the city. The blue ones typically have items in them to upgrade your machine. Or if they're void of color, downgrade your machine. They might also have free food in them too. Ooh, a jelly donut. The green boxes typically have special items to use, like this firecracker gun, or the ability to spawn giant spiky Gordos. Red boxes have a copy ability in them, or if you're really lucky, a part to one of the legendary Air Ride machines. Exclusive to the City Trial are the high-flying Dragoon and the ultra-powerful Hydra. They don't come in one piece though, you'll need to find 3 parts hidden somewhere in the city. There's also many random events that can happen. Item boxes can start bouncing. Tack the Thief can show up. Dynablade can pay a visit. Everybody goes really fast. Healing Lighthouse. Oh god, everything is on fire! City Trial's checklist has a wide variety of challenges spread between the stadium minigames and stuff to do in the city, like using Air Ride machines to break each other, eating 3 hot dogs in one match, or just waiting around for meteors to destroy the city. Doing these will get you more events to play in the stadium, and in a really cool meta thing. Just like you have to collect the 3 parts to unlock the legendary machines in the city, there are 3 parts also hiding somewhere in the checklist. Collect all 3 and you can use it in the free run mode. This mode also lets you explore the city to your heart's content. No time limit, no events, no boxes. There's also a special flight warp star available that gives you an easy time exploring the skies above the city. Oh yeah, a notable thing about Kirby Air Ride is that it features LAN support. Assuming you have a Gamecube broadband adapter, another Gamecube, and another TV, you can get a total of 4 Kirbys going at once. Well, it's no Double Dash, that's for sure. For a game that didn't go online, this was the best you could do if everybody wanted a giant TV screen to themselves, instead of the classic 4-square grid. And that about does it for Kirby Air Ride. This game is absolutely stuffed to the brim with content and replayability. From the standard races in Air Ride, to the quick burst sessions in Top Down, to the frantic fun of City Trial. These checklists will keep you busy for a good long time. You know, there's 120 of these per mode. So, 120 times 3, yeah, that comes out to 360 achievements. Wow, what a complete ripoff. I'll take that apology any day now, Microsoft.
Hey Shane, what are you doing? You want to play some Sushi Striker? I got it on the 3DS and I got it on the Switch.
I don't want to do this today.
Well, that sounds reasonable. I guess I'll just leave you alone forever. I'm done with this show. No, get out of here. That's not true. That's not true.